Our top focus at this hour is from Karnataka, where Akhanda Srinivas Murthy, who has resigned from the Congress as an MLA from Karnataka's Nagar seat. Murthy was disgruntled after being denied a ticket by the party for the upcoming Karnataka Assembly polls. Remember, he was a Congress MLA who won with the highest margin of over 80,000 votes in the last Assembly elections. He has now decided to contest as an independent candidate. Speaking to Times Now, he suggested that the denial of a ticket is linked to the 2020 Bengaluru riots, and he claimed that certain Congress leaders tried to create an impression that Muslims are against him, which is not true.
ये कि 2020 में जब यहाँ पर राइट्स हुआ था, आपका घर भी जलाया गया था, तब भी सब थोड़े जो कांग्रेस लीडर्स हैं उनके नाम भी उधर आए थे, एसडीपीए के नाम आए थे, तब भी थोड़े कांग्रेस लीडर्स आपके साथ खड़ा नहीं हुए। आपने उस टाइम में भी थोड़ा अप्रीहेंशन एक्सप्रेस किया था। क्या अभी भी लगता है कि ये इशू को रख के कांग्रेस ने आपको टिकट देने से मना किया? जरूर वैसा चौक है। कई को तो 2020 में कौन की करे सो प्रॉब्लम मैं नहीं करिया, मेरे फैमिली में मैं हमारा फैमिली नहीं करिया, कौन किया हमारा बान का बेटा कर बोलेगा तो उन्हें सेपरेट है, उसका घर उसका। आज बाएं बाएं नहीं रहता, हमें सभी हम एक साथ है। वो कौन की करे तो कई को मुझे पनिशमेंट दे रहा है कांग्रेस पार्टी में। कई को मौलाना सब बोलिया, वो ये बोले कर को मौलाना सब कौन भी नहीं बोलिया। बड़ा मौलाना अरबी कॉलेज का गुरु हमने आपको हमारा घर बन को देते कर बोल को है, हमारा साथ है साहब। अब कौन की बोले कर को, कौन की हमारा कॉन्सेंसी वाला कौन भी नहीं, बाहर कॉन्सेंसी वाले बोले कर को हम टिकट नहीं देना कर को तकलीफ दे रहा है। आप वो एक कांग्रेस लीडर या एमएलए थे जिन्होंने बहुत बड़ी मार्जिन से विक्ट्री हासिल की थी, आपने 81,000 मुझे याद है। तो आपको लगता है कि इस बार नाइंसाफी हो रही है क्योंकि आपको टिकट नहीं दी जा रही है, और इसका कारण कौन है कांग्रेस पार्टी में? 2018 में हमें कर्नाटका को फर्स्ट हाईएस्ट लीड से जीताया। हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी का पूरा एक एक आदमी एक एक वोट भी डाल को, हमारा लीडर सभी काम कर को पूरा हमने जीता को है, उसे भी मुबारकबाद देता हूं।
Let's take this across to Imran, who's joining us. Imran, this is a setback for the Congress because clearly the perception of, what is being said by Akhanda Srinivas Murthy is that he's been denied a ticket because he says he's been unfairly linked to the riots that have taken place. He says that this is appeasement in a sense that he is alleging or accusing the Congress party of through his comments to Times Now.
Well, Madhav, some say that he's a victim of the battle which is happening between D.K. Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. Akhanda Srinivas Murthy was the one who left JDS along with others and joined Siddaramaiah in the Congress party, and then he was given ticket Nagar. And since that time, there was another candidate propped up who supported former mayor of the Bengaluru, and who is also an accused now, was accused in the Halli riots case. Now, the D.K. Shivakumar wants his man, and that's the reason why many in the party sources claim that Akhanda Srinivas Murthy was, even though the three lists which has come his name has not come up, even though he won the constituency last time with 80,000 votes. Because of this infight between what D.K. Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah is happening, Akhanda had to leave the party. In fact, he's also cryptically hinted at D.K. Shivakumar, saying that it was not the minority community who was opposed. In fact, it's the leadership within the party, and he fell short of naming him. But it is D.K. Shivakumar, the party president, whom he hinted at, saying that because of him, he wants to push his man, that's the reason why he is fed up with it, and he has resigned from the MLA post, and he's contesting today. He filed his nomination as an independent candidate.
All right, thanks so much for that update there, Imran, because this is what the BJP is saying, because Murthy is the same Congress MLA who was in fact linked to, or in fact one of the high-profile victims of the 2020 riots in DJ Halli and KJ Halli. His house was burnt, and some of the Congress and SDPI leaders were named as accused in the case. BJP, meanwhile, has slammed the Congress party and linked the denial of the ticket to appeasement politics. Listen
in. Congress is always into appeasement politics. It is not able to protect its own MLA. They never made any statement, law is everybody. Law should be enforced. Law abiding, we need to be a law abiding citizen. Congress party doesn't believe in law, constitution. It only believes in only taking care of their self-interest.
All right, let's take this across to our guest. Joining us is Prashant GS, BJP spokesperson. Also with us is Saket Yenagi, who's an advocate. Saket, is this a result of appeasement politics, as the BJP talks about, or is it factionalism within the Congress? Because both are issues that are very relevant, says the BJP, and in particular in this election. Is this a reflection of the larger problems within the Congress? Sakit.
Firstly, it has been always the BJP's voice to talk something about or to link something about the communal politics, but it is not connected to appeasement. Secondly, Congress has conducted multiple levels of surveys. We have 4 reports of this survey, which has been conducted from multiple angles. In all the 4 surveys, which have been conducted periodically, the candidate has been consulted, candidate's assessment has been made from the perspective of the development, from the perspective of the party workers, from the perspective of the constituency, and more so, the assessment has been subjective. And based on the assessment, a committee has recommended or not recommended certain names. And that has been the basis for publication of the list.
Okay.
And the list has been the indicator of the fact that there has been a subjective evaluation of the assessment of the candidature based on which the candidate has been announced.
Okay.
If someone has been dropped out of the particular list, it is because of the assessment, and the assessment is not indicative or suggestive
But
of this
can you
candidature.
explain to us, sir, what is the assessment for a person who has won with the highest margin of 81,000 votes last time? What went so wrong in his assessment? Can you explain that to our viewers?
How he won in the last time or what qualified him for the last time may not be the qualification this time. The assessment is an overall assessment, we would say.
Okay.
For the period from
But the specifics you are not able to tell us, sir. Let me take that question across to Prashant GS. Prashant GS, Mr. Sakit Denegi says there's a process of selection. There are various committees that have been put in place, and whatever may have been his last performance, there have been very good reasons to actually deny him the ticket this time around. What those reasons are, we're not clear on. But he says that the BJP is fishing in troubled waters. You are always trying to paint a communal color on whatever events take place within the Congress party. Your response, Prashant GS.
Madhav, Congress is not able to give the reason, but the reason on the ground is that it is appeasement politics and nothing else. If you look at how it has progressed over the last 2 or 3 years, what happened in 2020 riots, Akhanda Srinivas Murthy's house was burned down, and Congress never even stood by its MLA. So therefore, we know with whom Congress stands. Congress stands with SDPI and PFI fellows. So therefore, they are the ones who are involved in most riots. And accepting doing appeasement politics, BJP is only opposing to the appeasement politics, whereas Congress is always into appeasement politics. Therefore, the Congress spokesperson mentioning that BJP is trying to give a communal angle is completely devoid of any merit and without any basis, for the simple reason that it was the bastion of Congress in 2018. The person had won with 81,000 votes and majority, and then Congress gave up on its MLA. When the riots happened, they let the riots happen, they ensured that the house was burned down, and they did not stand by their MLA at all. And now they're talking about some committees they have set up to find out. They have never set up a committee to find out who did the riots or whether the MLA's grievance was right or wrong. But they instead now go back and say that he has failed their assessment test.
Okay.
It's appeasement and nothing else.
Okay.
And coming back to BJP doing communal politics, BJP is not involved in any of that. And as a party, we're a disciplined party, and we stand by the ideology in our party.
Okay.
And anybody who doesn't believe in our ideology
Prashant,
will make their own move, but we will never compromise on
Let
our
me come
ideology.
back. Let me come back to the events of DJ Halli. In fact, Sakit, you know, that is a context in which BJP says they are making this comment. And somewhere they are saying that at that point of time also, the fact that the Congress party refused to stand up with this individual, who was actually the victim of riots, as you very well know, in Pulikeshi Nagar and in DJ Halli, even at that time, the fact that the party was trying to distance from this individual shows that they were trying to pander to a larger sentiment, perhaps, you know, the pro-SDPI, whatever sentiment you have, you know what exactly happened legally. You're aware, you're a lawyer. You must have perused the charge sheet in that particular case as well, because clearly a person who's a victim of that violence was also, you know, sort of painted as someone who the Congress feels it was perhaps not politically prudent to go ahead with. That's why they are making this comment, says the BJP. Please respond to that specific point, Sakit Denegi.
If at all it is a case of an appeasement politics as said by the BJP counterpart, there would have been a proposal from the BJP to Mr. Akhanda Srinivas Murthy, and Akhanda Srinivas Murthy would have easily and happily joined the BJP and BJP's battalion, if at all it is a case of an appeasement politics. And it is also not his claim at any point of time that Congress is involved in the appeasement politics, or the High Command is involved in the appeasement politics, or the selection committee is involved in the appeasement politics. He is only against a point that he should not have been neglected or been ignored while considering his name for the candidature. And the dropping of his name is not, according to him, is justifiable. And to say that the selection committee has already conducted the survey and the report is not favorable to him, he has not disputed any process of survey. He has not disputed anything about the validity of the survey. He has not disputed about the authenticity of the survey. But what he says is, since he had won earlier, he should have been considered. But that is not the yardstick. What has been
Sir,
done
he says, one second, sir, to a specific question on whether it was the riot. In 2020, when the riots happened, your house, let me quickly read out the interaction. I don't think you heard his soundbite there. He says his house was torched, names a few Congress and SDPI leaders at surface. Even that time, Congress leaders did not stand with you. You had expressed abstentions at that time. You think this is because of this issue that Congress denied your ticket? He specifically says, certainly it looks like so. In 2020, I did not create a problem. Neither was my family involved. My sister's son was involved. It's a separate issue. Their house is theirs. Even today, brothers have differences. All people in my constituency are together. Why is Congress party punishing me for someone else's doing? Why are they saying Maulana Sahab said this and that? Maulana Sahab didn't say anything. The Maulana of Arabic College is with me. People of my constituency are not opposed to my candidature. It's because of outsiders' opposition that I'm being denied a ticket. So here you are saying that this is what Akhanda Srinivas Murthy is saying. This is what he's saying on record. He is himself saying this is some kind of appeasement, sir.
Anyone who has been denied of the ticket will have several claims. But to justify the candidature or to reject the candidature which has been done by the committee will have thousands of justifications for it.
Okay.
And the claim of Mr. Akhanda Srinivas Murthy may not be justifiable, and the party distances itself from such claim which is baseless.
Okay.
And also, the report which he himself is aware that is not conducive to his environment or his candidature, and the candidature of Mr. Akhanda Srinivas Murthy was not proposed by the committee, and which he is aware of. Not just because of this reason, there are several reasons, including the development, including the peace and environment in the society, including so many aspects of taking care of the party workers, doing the party activities.
Peace and environment, many would say he's a victim of, but you say there are other reasons. We will bring in Prashant GS, because Prashant GS, Saket says that if he was indeed a victim of such kind of appeasement politics, the BJP would quickly give him a ticket. But that hasn't happened.
No, it's not about whether BJP gives him a ticket or whether he wants to join the BJP. That probably he will take a call and our party will take a call if at all he expresses interest. That's a different issue altogether. But the moot point here is that Congress did not stand by its lawmaker when he was the victim of circumstances. There were riots happening. His house was burned down, and Congress distanced themselves from that because they stood with the rioters who were probably from the SDPI and the PFI, who are always involved in riots. Congress stood by them because Congress had a pre-poll alliance. Remember, SDPI chief has gone on record to say that they had a pre-poll alliance with Congress. So therefore, to keep the PFI and SDPI happy and the persons who are involved in rioting, Congress has ensured that Akhanda Srinivas Murthy does not get a ticket again. Otherwise, a person who wins with 81,000 votes majority, his popularity cannot come down in such a short span, more so after the riots. And also when he has probably done some good work during the COVID.
Okay.
His individual capacity.
Okay. We'll have to leave it there for the moment. We'll have to leave it there.
Anyway, it's an internal party matter to say whom they want to give the ticket. But the issue here is that they're into appeasement politics and try to appease the rioters. They're doing this and nothing else.
All right. Saket Yenagi as well as Prashant GS, I'd like to thank both of you gentlemen for joining us. What's the final word out on this remains to be seen, but this promises to be an issue, at least in the Karnataka election as things stand. Thank you so much for joining us. Slipping into a very quick break for now.